amazing humans in the Colorado MMA scene, but also especially for the women's MMA scene. Got to throw a shout out to Brittany Camosi. And these ladies are getting after it right away. Morgan WALGREN is throwing a lot of kicks without a ton of setups right now. Strong counter right hand from Amanda Mitchell right there. Big left just missed from Morgan WALGREN. Morgan WALGREN is entering these exchanges a little bit tall with her chin high. I would like to see her kind of keep her base a little bit more about her when she's entering the fire.
For sure. You never want to be throwing naked kicks with your chin up in the air. That's usually a recipe for disaster.
Amanda Mitchell, though, I feel like she kept a solid base to her, and she was able to use some head movement to just neutralize some of those striking threats that could have presented themselves from the kicks. Amanda Mitchell secures the takedown and is away from the fence right now. It looks like she is in that half guard right now. And a recollection of the guard by Morgan WALGREN. Now, one thing that will be interesting to see is Morgan WALGREN has done most of her fighting out in Nebraska. A difference in amateur fights in Nebraska versus Colorado is you have full professional rules as an amateur in Nebraska. So does ever that instinctual moment of, hey, where you fought your previous fights at home, where you have the ability to right now I can throw an elbow, does that present itself right now in a fight or in a state where you cannot do it and you just make that mistake by instinct?
It can, but at the same time, you know, they come to you right before, they tell you, here's the rules, here's what's going on, this is what's going on in our state. And for the most part, I think it's pretty easy to know because the rest will talk to you when you're in there.
Right.
If she's in a position to throw elbows, they're going to say, hey, no elbows. So it's not like you're just going in there and having
Amanda Mitchell was starting to go to work from the top, but a strong push kick off by Morgan WALGREN to get them back up to the feet. Those long legs definitely did some work right there to get her back to a neutral position and out of danger from getting rained upon by that ground and pound from Amanda Mitchell. Short time in the first round. Great first round between those two ladies right there. If you were to give an edge to one of the two combatants, who are you looking at? Fair enough. What about you, Josh?
I definitely would lean towards more Amanda. She had more control and she did more damage on top.
Fair enough. I think right now is where we get to see a little bit of the grit side of things. We get to see a little bit of the grit between these two combatants as they start to creep into the deeper waters of this fight. And, you know, that's why they make it. Couple of big breaths to start the round from Amanda Mitchell. Morgan WALGREN is throwing punches and bunches, but the overhand right from Amanda Mitchell did find its mark, and it does look like she buzzed Morgan WALGREN a little bit. WALGREN is just biting down and swinging herself out of it, and it looks like she's regained some composure. Good understanding of the range and the distance, though, from Amanda Mitchell, I feel like, because she has just got out of the way of a few big overhands that Morgan Walgren has thrown. Understandable. And that's why we have the great insight from our UFC veteran in Cody Brundage. Ladies and gentlemen, just that for a moment. How about that bonus a couple of weeks ago by my man?
Jordan, I heard since Cody won his bonus last week that he was buying us all drinks after the fights tonight.
I'm going to let you two decide that one out because you're both way larger than I am. Absolutely. That was a ferocious pace for that matter. I mean, you want to talk about a barn burner swinging and banging. That's what we saw for those first 3 minutes. And yes, they've slowed down a little bit, but we're still seeing a lot of volume and pressure between each of these two fighters in the second round. High kick by Morgan Walgren, found by a return shot from Amanda Mitchell, straight two down the chute. As far as the punches that seem to be gaining the most reaction, I would have to say that Amanda Mitchell seems to have had a little bit more pop or finding the button on those shots. But based on the volume and the pressure, that could be, we could be 1-1 coming into this third frame. Absolutely. Now, if you're Morgan Walgren's corner, what are you looking to offer your fighter?
I would say if I'm in Morgan Walgren's corner, I would have her bite down on her mouthpiece and just keep moving around. Amanda Mitchell's able to get in, and she's hit her with some good heavy overhand rights, which drew blood from Morgan. So I think Morgan just needs to put a little more volume on her.
Great assessment there, Josh Fremd. And we're about to get underway for the third and final round. I like that setup right there from Amanda Mitchell. And it does look like the overall intensity of the output from Morgan is starting to wane.
Yeah, and people really underestimate how much taking damage will zap your cardio. Right? I don't care how good a cardio you have, when you start getting hurt and damage, your cardio goes down.
Oh, certainly. I mean, I feel like you could have some of the best gas tank in the world, but you get buzzed and you get rocked a couple of times, then that's right out the window. And then on the flip side, you know, at some of the highest levels, when you see guys who are known for their conditioning, a la maybe your Colby Covingtons of the world, when they get rocked or they get dropped and buzzed, they're able to recover so fast just because their conditioning and their gas tank is so strong. Polarizing figure, hell of a fighter.
That's why I'm sitting in between you guys.
We have to have our Switzerland. We got our neutral buffer over here.
Circle! Let's see some pressure. Hey, you need to punch, don't reach. You have to punch.
corner of Morgan Walgren asking for hands to set up the kicks. But that pressure led her right into the takedown because she came in tall.
That's what Josh was saying. You gotta bite down, tuck your chin. If you do that, you're gonna lower your level automatically. It's hard to just run straight in, chin in the air. You're either gonna get cracked or you're gonna get taken down.
Certainly, and as they're sitting right now in this half guard position, you know, we're seeing a little bit of work from Morgan right down there from the bottom, but again, in these 3-minute rounds, if you get taken down and put on your back, you don't have a whole lot of time to be able to recover from that or set up that sweep, submission, whatever it may be from that bottom position when you didn't want to get there in the first place, when someone puts you there against your will. Walgren has recollected her guard. And with 10 seconds left in the fight, it looks like we are going to the judges' scorecards in this one. And an exuberant Amanda Mitchell right there. An exclamation of emotion right there as she got through this tough battle tonight against Morgan Walgren. Fellas, I just love watching some fights. You know, it doesn't matter. They went out there, they went after it. I believe that these girls gave us max effort tonight. They gave the fans their money's worth. You have to love seeing that.
Yeah, for sure. You know, there's something about seeing live fights. And we missed out on it for almost a year and a half. So I don't think anybody's taking that for granted ever again.
And it's worth noting that this is the first local MMA show back in the Denver area since the pandemic. Yes, folks, for those who are keeping track at home, there has been Fury FC that's came to Denver, but Fury is a regional level show, so we're just talking a difference of who you might be seeing on these cards. We're seeing all local talent on these Colorado Combat Club cards.
For your winner by unanimous decision, Amanda Mitchell!
And a 30-27 unanimous decision victory there for Amanda Mitchell.